Hey everybody. In this video I'm just going to go through the steps for how you use the Vernier video analysis software on your Chromebooks. So the first thing that we need is the video that you guys captured. A couple reminders: your videos should show the entire flight path of the Marshmallow, and it needs to have a ruler in the background of the video so that we can actually do some measurements, or let the system do some of the measurements for us. So once you have your video and you've got it to your Google Drive and downloaded to your Chromebook, these are the steps you need to go through. So we're going to start by importing our video. So here's mine, okay, and it's just going to bring it over into the screen here. So a couple things that we want to do first. Along the left-hand side here, I want you to go to System. And what we're going to do is we're going to move these circles so that this little bar here matches up with our ruler. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit. I'm going to line up. You can see I'm lining up the edge of that line with the edge of my ruler on each side. And basically what we're saying is from here to here is going to be equal to 1 foot, right? Because that is our unit of measurement here, right? Ruler, 12 inches, 1 foot. So now we know how big 1 foot is in this video, and then it can kind of make some calculations for us based on that distance we set. The other thing we want to do is set an origin. So remember, the origin is like our 0, 0 point. So I'm going to start 0, 0, kind of like right here, if you're zooming in, right kind of at the base of my catapult and where that marshmallow started. So I'm going to kind of set that there. And that all looks good, okay? The next thing we want to do is we want to go to Edit, or no, Add, okay? And let's go to this little gear here, right down at the bottom. What we're going to do is we're going to basically follow the path of our marshmallow, and every time we see the marshmallow, we're going to click and add a point to the screen. We don't want to go every frame though, because there's like a bunch of frames. So what we want to do is every time we click a point, it's going to skip 5 frames, and then we'll plot our next point. Okay. So now that we've got all that set, what we're going to do is just kind of play our video. We can see it in full speed. What I'm going to do is click the fast forward button until so let me pause. Okay. So my marshmallow just left. I'm going to back up to right before. I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to add a point where my marshmallow is. And then I'm going to keep following the path. Okay, I need to zoom out a little bit here. All right, and it's kind of stretched like this because it's moving. So since it's going up, I'm going to kind of click the highest point that I see. And I'm just following my flight path. Got to kind of zoom in and out. Make sure that I'm really getting my points all marked up pretty well. The better you are at marking where the marshmallow is, the better your equation is going to be here. And then we can see right here, and that's it. Okay. So now if we play, we're going to see these points being added following the path of our marshmallow through the air. All right. So what we need to do now is actually use those points. So what's happening is, it's kind of like what we did when we did a line of best fit. This curve, this parabola shape that we've marked, is going to give us some quadratic equations that match up with that graph. So you can drag this slider and kind of resize your window here. What we're most interested in is the graph that's in the top right corner. You have a table of values. These are all of the data points that the video analysis software has captured. But what we really want is this graph right here. So we can adjust what is shown on the X and Y axis here. Right now, I have 2 things showing on my Y axis, but I don't want 2 things. I only want the Y, which is our feet, to show up. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Okay, so the Y is going to be representing our height here. Okay, so we've got that. The next thing that we can adjust is what shows up on our x-axis, and we're going to actually do 2 different graphs. The first one we want is the Y which is our height, in feet along the y-axis, and the time in seconds along the x-axis. So what we want to do from here, if we click this button down here, the graph options, we're going to do a couple things. We're going to apply a curve fit, and what that's going to do is connect all of our points together. We have to tell it what kind of curve we want. We have a parabola, so we want a quadratic curve fit. So once we choose quadratic, we're going to hit apply, and then you're going to see all this information being given to us right here. Okay? Oh, I didn't mean to click that. Hold on. So what we have at this point is we have a quadratic model. We have y equals ax squared plus bx plus c, and it's telling us what numbers we should plug in for the a, b, and c in our equation here. Okay? So that's really useful. This is going to be something that you need to take a screenshot of, and what you're going to eventually do is you'll paste it into your Catapult project data analysis Google Sheet or Google Doc that you have for your group. You're going to have to type out your equation, your correlation coefficient, what the x and y in your equations represent, but this is how you actually get your equation. Okay? Now, like I said, you need to have an equation for the height versus time. So if you're looking in the Google Doc here, we have height versus time, and then we also need a height versus a distance graph. And this is more like what we saw in the Angry Birds, where the y-axis showed the height, the x-axis actually showed the distance that it traveled. So we're just going to click on our x-axis here, and we're going to change our x-axis to show x in feet, which is going to measure the distance that it traveled instead of the time that it took to reach that specific point. Okay, once we have that selected, we're just going to go back through our steps. We're going to apply a curve fit. We're going to make it quadratic. And we're going to get a new equation that represents our A, B, and C values in this equation. Okay, so I just wanted to go through, make a video, kind of explain how we use this software so that you have something you can kind of go back and look at if you get stuck or confused. Hope it helps. Have a great day.